Hello everyone and welcome to the race review for round 1 of the race Porsche Cup. That's right, we're finally going to get started with the actual season. Now before we get really into this, I want to apologize for any possible screw-ups that most likely will happen with my voice. It just kind of happened there and there again. I really do hope that it kind of gets over it really fast because I'm getting quite annoyed by it. Yeah, as I guess most people would if they were in this kind of situation and need a voice for this kind of important job. Because, yes, this is my job, really. It is what I do for not a living, but you know what I mean. Anyway, this is, as I said, the start of the actual season. This is the point at which points are given. And we're moments away from the start. In fact, we have just started. That's Raven 214 going for a very defensive line on the way to turn 1. Surely he's not going to let anyone get on the inside of him. Clever tactic. Frisbee manages to keep second place. No trouble in turn 1, amazingly. That, however, couldn't be said about lap 1. Here's Race Car Water Tank and Cut Demon 101 coming together on the way to turn 9. Major crash that will see all three of them retire due to unrepairable damage. Unfortunate for all of them. I'm sure they could have done a lot better than that. And here is a well-set race car, and Les Larsen having a little bit of a crash in the final corner. Yeah, they've kind of had their things throughout the year, the pre-seasons. Until lap 3, still Raven 214 leading the pack. No big trouble there. Big trouble, however, again in turn 9. Turbos nailing Knitters having a spin. Now, you might be able to consider that, okay, well, it's a one-time thing. It's not going to happen regularly. Well, plot twist, it will. Now look at this. This is Turbos nailed 1 lap later. The exact same place and the exact same thing happens. Except this time he collects Goofy Tyler. Yeah, well, that's... And if that wasn't... Well, this is just chaos again. Flashback to Valencia, really. We had 4 cars that ended up tandem parking, really, in the first corner. This is in turn 10-ish. And yeah, it's really the same story. And here's Goofy Tyler and Les Larsen very close to crashing. And here's an actual crash in the final corner. That's Riley Morton deciding he wanted to turn Tired Iron around. I'm really not seeing why that was necessary, but yeah, well, it's a classic example of the AI deciding it wants to be more artificial than intelligent. There's not really much that can be done about that. Now this is Tired Iron leaving the pit, and he's now holding up Raven 214, and Frisbee goes for the inside and takes the lead of the race. A brilliant move by Frisbee, who saw it coming. Let's have a look at it here from Frisbee's car. Yeah, you can see it here, he simply goes for the inside. He sees Tired Iron coming out, goes for the inside before Raven 214 can get him blocked and gets the move done. And again, a bit of trouble down in turn 9. Earth and race car there. Les Larsen spinning as well. Now, could that mean an utterly extreme amount of tire wear on this track? Most likely, yes. Because look at this. That's Bain Hamlin 1121 as well. The exact same place as, well, pretty much all the other things have happened. Yeah. Either that or that corner is just really good to go around the circle. And now here's another thing that's happened in pretty much all the test races so far. That's NASCAR fan originally deciding he wanted to go to the pits, then go, well, nope, right at the final moment. The AI then decides it wants to lose control of the car. We also saw Les Larsen in the grill pits back there. I really don't know what can be done about that pit entry glitch thingy. I really don't know. If anybody knows, give me a hint and I'll do what I can to prevent it. This is the battle for the lead with about 17 minutes to go. That is Raven 214 and Skython. Nearest and tired iron being left back. Skython comes into the pits with about 10 to go, and that leaves Frisbee in the lead. Frisbee had an early pit stop, which means that with only a few seconds to go, really, he had to go back into the pits. He had a pit stop at about 10 minutes in, and he was just not going to make it. That means the victory is basically handed to Skython, who has not done any mistake, really. He managed to keep out of trouble, and, well, most of all, he did not retire. Only about 1/3 of the cars actually made it to the finish. Well, that's some stats. But look at this. You can clearly see the checkered flag being waved in the background. But for some reason, the game decided to troll everyone and put an extra lap on the back of it. So this would be what the game figures the results should be like. Because apparently the race was at 1 lap longer. Turbo Snail did survive to see that extra lap, but he then came into the pits and the game decided, nope, you're not going to continue, and put him as DNF. Also worth noting, NASCAR Fan 1400 and Frisbee did come in on what was originally the final lap. However, because NASCAR Fan 1400's pit stop is further down the road than Frisbee's, the game figured it should put him in front of Frisbee. However, in the interest of fair sportsmanship, and because Frisbee was so far ahead of him, I decided to slightly alter the results, putting Frisbee ahead of NASCAR Fan 1400. I did not put him ahead of Turbo Snail, although you could argue that would be the most politically correct thing to do, simply because, well, fact is fact, he did not complete as many laps. So this will be the final results of the race. Skython taking the win and 30 vital points for the championship, with HSV taking second and D Cybertron continuing a quite good consistency, really. He's not been doing too bad in any races so far, taking a 3rd place, and consistency might just be the key here. Anyway, that is it for round 1. I hope I will see you with a better voice for me at round 2.